Great day in the morning.
It's evening.
Oh no, use this one because I'm not that type.
Oh, so wait. We got Celtic Sun, and you're going to go full Cockney, East End of London,
I think we should stop.
and start over. Okay, let's start over. Hi guys. Hi guys. Look what we have here again. We're back to the green flash.
This is a brand new flash.
It's a brand new green
I'm
flash.
unfamiliar with this particular hue of green.
It is a Kelly green. It is the Celtic Sun IPA. Celtic Sun is the first Jameson collaboration with a U.S. craft brewer to create a non-barrel aged beer to be sipped alongside Jameson Caskmates IPA whiskey. Its recipe was designed by the Green Flash Brewing team to complement the floral citrus nose and green apple light citrus tasting notes found in Jameson Caskmates IPA. Additionally, the Celtic Sun IPA packaging incorporates design elements from both the Caskmates IPA label and the new Green Flash illustrative design. Grab a glass, boys.
It is time.
Grab a glass.
Choose your weapon.
Choose your weapon.
Choose a weapon
Choose your weapon.
and a tool with which to release
I
the elixir.
am using my handy dandy Leatherman. All right.
Is this
Shall we?
official?
Yeah, that's official. 3, 2, 1.
It's not a race, boys.
What are we rating for here? We're rating for
Head retention and proportion. Boom.
you know, what are we saying here?
Look what we did here.
I think we did a
That's
lovely job.
wildly impressive.
That is.
I think I'm the winner, but then I always do. So there's
Uh-huh.
nothing new there.
You're a winner, all right. You are a winner. You are a winner. So, all right, grab your glasses, boys. Let's get these bottles back here. Let me
Back
line
on
these
the
pretty
line.
boys up.
I think this bottle was in the middle before.
Back on the line. Is it like?
I'm sure it was.
Is it like?
I think it was here.
Is it
Wait,
like?
I don't
follow-
think that's right.
Is it like follow the queen?
Okay. So, salute, boys. Salute.
Wait,
Gentlemen.
that's not what you
salute,
say. Is
salute.
that appropriate?
Slange.
Slange.
Slange. It smells very nice.
It smells very mild. What's the ABV?
Good question. Good question.
This is a 6.2
Wow, a little more than I would
and
have thought.
has 50 on the IBU scale.
So the bitterness is very reserved.
Did you taste it already?
I did, of course.
Oh, I didn't taste it.
I'm not going to waste my
I'm
time.
still on the sale.
IPAs are meant to be consumed fresh.
Oh, okay.
That 8 to 12 seconds after the pour, your esters are flying out the back window.
You're right. It's not super hoppy.
It's really not.
It's pretty. It's
It's
kind of
very
malty too.
malty. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of biscuit, toast.
Yeah, it's very mild. It's very mild. A little citrusy, maybe a little lemony.
Yeah.
Just a touch lemony.
A little bit of the zest.
It's got a lot of an amber character to it. Less IPA like.
It's a very chill IPA. It's not the West Coast IPA, for sure.
Far from it.
Oh,
This is a no coast IPA.
And it isn't like a creamy New England.
No.
This is.
Do you think
The
it?
thing
Do
unto
you think it
itself.
leans towards like more of an English style IPA?
Definitely.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But not as malty as those, because I found those to be a lot maltier. The English IPAs.
And what would you think with the bitterness? Are they more bitter too?
I don't think they're as bitter. I don't
Could
think they're as
be.
bitter as the American ones.
No, I mean this compared to an English IPA.
No, I think it's.
No, this I think is aligned much more closely with a more traditional English
English
IPA.
IPA.
On its own, it's
Very
a nice beer. It's a nice beer. I don't think it's. Now again, it's not meant to be drank on its own. It's meant to have an accompaniment.
That's interesting. And I recall just moments ago,
Yes.
as you read that lovely introduction,
Yes.
references more than one
I think there was one. Was
to
there
a
more than one?
A particular whiskey.
Jameson's
Maybe.
whiskey. That is so odd.
You know what's even odder?
No.
You
An
know what's
otter?
even other than
Here?
him?
An otter?
You know what's odder more than him
No.
and you?
Nothing.
We may have a bottle of the accompaniment for this.
Can't happen.
Inconceivable.
Oh,
Never
okay.
happened.
You know what?
Inconceivable.
We're gonna go away for a couple seconds and we're gonna come right back.
I
Inconceivable.
don't believe it.
Yeah, well, believe it, buddy. Hey, guess what?
Bam.
I make a promise. We deliver.
How did that happen?
It's just amazing. It's just amazing stuff. I'm like Doug Henning.
So let me get this straight.
Without the hair.
You buy this, you
That's a
open this beer,
Uh-huh.
and a handful of minutes later, appears out of nowhere Jameson's Caskmates IPA edition.
You know what it's like? It's like Aladdin. This is like the genie. This is the genie in the bottle of the beer.
No.
No?
It's a leprechaun.
It's a leprechaun! Great day in the morning.
Probably easier to control than Barbara Eden.
You know, while we're... Probably.
Well, not now. She's in her 80s. I think you can probably control
She
it.
might.
Maybe. Shall we read a little bit about this one first?
There's not much there.
Before we get to it?
There's
Let's
not
see.
much there.
Let's see what they say. How to enjoy neat rocks. Simply add to a glass with ice or enjoy neat. Okay. Partner up. Sip your Jameson Caskmates IPA edition alongside your favorite IPA beer. Does this qualify as your favorite IPA beer?
Sadly,
Not quite.
with all due deference to Green Flash, one of my favorite breweries,
You talk, I pour.
it is not. However, I am very interested to see how these flavors play with one another.
So what I was able to discover about the Caskmates, Jameson through their Middleton group
Grab a glass, boys.
makes the barrels,
Right.
sends the barrels to a
All in?
local all in.
Slange.
Cheers. They send the barrels down to a local brewery. We think it might be the Franciscan Well Brewery.
Where are they
And
based?
they're in Cork.
Cork.
And
County
they,
A
Cork.
bunch of monks
They
hiding
make-
out in a well.
they make
Sure.
the Chieftain IPA, which comes in at about 5.5.
Who's the brewer? You said it was... What was
Franciscan Well
it called?
Brewery.
Franciscan Well. Sorry.
So they age the beer in the barrels and then send the barrels back to Jameson. So that's where they're sourcing this from. So it's a mild IPA.
It's very mild IPA.
It's just toasting the bottles.
I think I'm getting some hoppiness on it. It's not like your usual Jameson. There's a little extra going on.
I don't get the first note's always heather.
Very, very, very smooth.
You know, I've known a few Heathers over
It's
the
always,
years.
it's always,
They're all a little...
first notes are always heather.
They're mostly redheads.
The Heathers that I know?
Oh, I'm sure they're all redheads.
No, actually, no, they weren't.
No, all when they're born, they're all redheads.
They're all redheads. Then they go into
They may have.
disguise.
They may have. There are certain surgical procedures that they undergo.
Heather Locklear, Heather
Early
Thomas, redheads.
No, they're not natural.
It's a little darker
They're
than
not
the...
natural.
Would you say this is a little darker than the standard issue, Jameson?
It's a
It has like an orangey hue.
maybe one shade darker,
It has a little bit of
Not a whole lot
pale
darker.
orange color,
a little bit darker.
maybe.
And typically the first
Yeah,
note,
amber.
the
Maybe
first
amber.
note for me is
Amber.
always heather, and here you're not getting that. So the IPA is taken over. And
I think it's probably, is it 40 ABV, 40%?
It
I'm
is
thinking
indeed.
40%, so this is,
Yes.
it's incredibly smooth.
Right. I mean, that's the first thing. It's velvety smooth.
there is a little bit of a different thing on the front when you
On the
first come
front
up.
and a little bit in the back.
Yeah, it's a little different than usual, because usually Jameson's really, really easy. Really easy going.
And some
And this isn't. I think this.
No, it is, but there's an extra layer of flavor.
some
And
people
I'm
find
gonna-
it to be very sweet up front too.
And this is still a little sweet.
So
Yeah,
but it's
I mean,
not
sweetness,
but
but
it's
not- not a lot of
it's
it.
not a lot of sweetness.
No, it's very balanced.
So, in relation to this was a pretty mild IPA and it was a little biscuity. I almost get a little bit of that going on here. So they may be onto something.
Some biscuits.
Imagine that.
You know, like that light sweetness. Yes,
You
no,
enjoy
maybe.
biscuit. I think it's a nice blend. I really think it is.
This had a tiny bit more bite than the standard issue Jameson.
It's a little less floral,
Mm-hmm.
a little less grassy, and maybe a little bit more citrusy than you normally would get.
I like it. I think it's pretty good. What do you think
Very
there?
tasty.
What do you think there, my Jameson
It
expert?
tastes like something that
I'm a huge
that
fan.
you could enjoy in a long evening, sipping it out of the depressions that are formed in used whack-a-mole mats. Right?
or just around the murder
Just
table.
hold
Yeah.
hold the mallet up and just
And just do that.
run down that. Yeah.
Run under
It's
gullet.
very good. All right. So now, what are the rules here? There are apparently
So-
tasting rules here.
I don't think
In
there are
pairing.
rules. I think the rule is just
You
that
sip- you
you
sip-
take a sip of beer, you take a sip
and-
of whiskey. Or do you do a sip of whiskey and then wash it down with a little bit of beer?
Or do you drop the whiskey in the beer? Wait,
No Boilermakers.
That's a Boilermaker.
No Boilermakers.
No, wait,
This is more of a
that's
refined
not the same
Boilermaker.
thing.
Yes, well, we're classy.
Yeah.
We're
Are-
classy like that.
Are we?
No, but we could pretend. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little sip. Okay, a little sweet, a little bit of spice.
So I went the other way.
You want beer
Took
first,
a bigger sip of the beer,
and then took
and
the
then
whiskey.
the whiskey.
All right, I'm gonna try it that way.
So you get more of the bitterness up front, and then you get sweet. It's really well balanced, the whiskey.
They both are. Which is interesting. There's not much. It's not as though there's a counterpoint.
No, there's no
You know-
contrast. I think they're along similar lines. They're both kind of chill, but with a little bit of extra flavor. You know, they lean towards the sweet side, and we're struggling here.
I'm not struggling.
No, you're just drinking.
It's just-
You're drinking.
these are-
Do I need to
these are-
refill you?
These are wheelhouses for me.
Beer first.
Beer first, whiskey second. I went the other way because I always thought it was whiskey with a beer chaser.
So beer first, whiskey second. I almost don't taste the whiskey.
Whiskey first, beer second. I think it goes well that
For
way.
me, that's better.
I think that kind of works. And as mild as the hops were on their own in the beer, they kind of, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Surge a little bit. The flavors kind of come forward. So yeah, they go nicely together.
They both work.
It is odd.
We should pour a different IPA. The Jameson info card said pair with your favorite IPA. Which of course
This is
is
not
not
your favorite.
exactly what Green Flash suggests. Green Flash has brewed this specifically to pair with this Jameson. So let's pull out a different IPA, something more aggressive and hoppier, and just
And
see
see
what
how it
happens.
works. Okay.
That's what research is all about.
I'm game.
Right.
I'm in.
Trial and error.
I'm in.
I'm good.
All right, we'll be back.
Ding.
Round 3.
Ding, ding,
Ding,
ding,
ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Round 3. You know what we need?
Round card girls.
That's a little sexy.
We have a round
We
card
would-
dog.
Why can't we have a round card boy?
No, use the round card
Why's it
dog.
got to be a girl? Okay, we can do that.
Doesn't
We
have
would
to.
only see their hands. What would be the point?
Ready, round 3.
Not for the viewing audience, just for us.
Round
But
3.
would they have mittens on?
Just for us. I don't know, possibly.
Well,
If it's cold enough.
if there's no mittens,
We're digressing.
See.
So what are we doing?
isn't that
So
the
you're
point?
saying we need a more aggressive IPA to
I'm
go
not-
with this beer,
I'm specifically.
or we want to
saying
try it with a more aggressive
that.
IPA
I
to see how it
simply,
goes.
I recalled
Uh-huh.
that the Jameson people suggested pairing this
With your
wonderful
favorite
whiskey
IPA.
with your favorite IPA.
So
I
is
thought
this your favorite IPA?
Of the moment.
It is. It may not be, but it is a very different style of IPA than the Green Flash Celtic Sun. So
Yes.
let's see how this plays.
Okay. Personally, well, let's give our little opinions about the first pairing. I thought they went. They didn't necessarily compare and contrast with each other. They went together pretty nicely.
Very complimentary.
They did. They were very complimentary. So if that was the intention, I would say they scored a goal.
I would say they scored
Or as the Univision announcer would say,
goal.
that was an abbreviated version
Very abbreviated.
because I'm running out of tape.
I think they.
memory.
I would go out on the limb of saying they complemented each other too well.
Too well.
Individually fine, like them both. I don't know that there was not enough contrast.
So you didn't have enough yin and yang. You just had either
There was
yin
no
or
yin.
yang.
There was basically just Yoko Ono,
Ooh,
And you see how well she went.
that's not good.
still going, still ahead of all
she
of
is.
us.
She is.
That's not good.
So okay, crack this one open. Give it a pour.
Crack.
And tell us what we have here.
This is Victory Brewing out of Downingtown, Pennsylvania.
Hey.
Their limited release Liberty Bell Ringer Double Dry Hopped IPA.
I like that.
Double IPA
Double IPA.
would be the
Double.
Imperial.
Double IPA,
So,
aka
again,
Imperial IPA.
Going back to the off-camera sports references, it's a double-double.
By the way, let us truly celebrate the fact that Gilo
Yeah.
seems to have found the sports reference corner of the internet.
It's called a
Regardless
Bleacher
of-
Report.
Of whether or not he has actually witnessed many of these references, he can throw them out almost as well as our president can throw out historical references to the war. Oh no, actually, I'm going to give you props. You're doing a better job than he did.
Thank you. All right. Well, let's go. Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing.
It's
Salute.
cheers.
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 Slanja. Let's try this, John.
We shall.
See. Local beer.
Is that what the
John?
Is that what the young kids are saying these days?
That's what they say it's a Philly term, but growing up, I never said the word John. Never happened. By the way, color-wise, they're both IPAs supposedly. That's the story.
One
This
is
a
clearly British and one is not.
This is. I mean, the
Right?
color difference is huge.
Yeah, you would never
Huge.
see. Well, I wouldn't say no. You would rarely see an American IPA or double IPA with this kind of amber hue to it.
And this is 6.2%, 50 IBUs. This is 8.7% and 76 IBUs.
Which is why it's canned.
So
because if it was in glass, it would just leach right
It
through.
would just, yeah.
So,
Kind of like oxalic acid,
yes.
Sure.
which is the only acid that actually eats through glass.
You know what you are? The danger.
I am the danger, and former member of the Pennsauken High School
Chemistry
advanced
club?
chemistry team.
Hey, cheers to that.
I'm not exactly sure.
Hence my oxalic acid knowledge.
And you know, we are at the murder table.
Yeah, I'm not really happy about this acid leaching and the murder table.
No, I'm not that crazy about that. But on the nose, immediately, I get a lot of grapefruit.
Definitely.
Big time grapefruit.
Yeah,
I'm
big-
talking zest.
just a
I'm
big
talking,
punch.
I'm talking you get a big
Yep.
India River ruby red grapefruit, and you get that little pither, and you just
Oh,
kind of...
that's exactly
And
right.
I just got a little bit of grapefruit oil in my eye.
Boom.
It's
Now
big on the grapefruit.
Now you're crying.
Very, very pithy. Big,
Very
big,
pithy.
bold, fresh
It's
grapefruit
super
punch.
grapefruit. And I like grapefruit, so I'm good with that. Ooh, there's a lot of grapefruit on the palate, too.
Yeah.
Big time. I mean, this is a lot of citrus on this. Compared to this, which is very biscuity.
But it's not a citrus. It's not a West Coast citrus.
No, because it doesn't have that.
It's not.
Doesn't have
there's
that
not a
piney
big-
resin.
Right. Nor is it particularly floral.
Would you say it's one note? 'Cause I think
That's
it's,
exactly what I was thinking, and that is
it's a
frightening.
one note beer.
That is exactly
It's a
what I was
one-
thinking.
A good one
This
note.
is a one. This
I
is a
like
one
the
note
note.
double IPA.
But now the question is, how's it going to go with the whiskey? Because
Well,
that's
Very,
really
very bracingly dry finish too.
Mm.
Really, almost.
Now try with the whiskey because
Right.
I'm going.
I did.
So
we go.
did we go again? It's usually whiskey beer chasers. So I'm going to go whiskey first.
Beer
Beer later.
chaser.
So, the lovely Mrs. Alemonger was here a little while ago, and she sampled, and I didn't really pick it up, and I wasn't really thinking about the flavors, but she's right, there is a lot of vanilla in this whiskey.
Yeah.
So now the question is the vanilla going to pair well with the grapefruit, as well as it does with the tea biscuity malts in the Celtic Sun IPA? That's the question. So we got the sweetness, now we're going to go for the citrus.
So I'm getting. This is such a bold IPA. It's almost as though you're walking, night into day.
Yeah, but you
It's
know
not
what?
as though they're
It
pairing-
doesn't go bad together.
No, but it's almost as though you're almost starting fresh. It's very.
It kind of, but this lingers quite. The whiskey lingers for a little
They're
while.
not as collaborative.
No, these definitely are like, walking hand in hand down the beach. This one is more.
Yep.
But it doesn't go badly together though.
So
I
the
think they go
Celtic
pretty
Sun and the Jamesons are much closer to, say, conjoined twins that you might see walking down the hallway of Children's Hospital in Philadelphia.
Wow.
Whereas the Victory Bell Ringer and the Caskmates are more of like sort of squabbling twins that are occasionally forced to play well together.
Here we go. Wait, how about this?
Not another sports reference.
No. You know the orange creamsicle. Could this be a grapefruit creamsicle? Like a citrus and vanilla? Kind of that kind of thing going on?
No.
No?
Let's see.
No.
First we get the grapefruit.
No. It's a no. I think this would be akin to saying, let's make something with Fresca,
Ooh.
which I
I'm a
don't
big
know that
Fresca
many
fan.
people are going out
You're a
saying,
Fresca guy?
I love Fresca.
hey, let's have a Fresca ice cream soda.
Let's not disparage Fresca.
I'm not disparaging Fresca. I'm saying you wouldn't necessarily put Fresca with something else.
I might now
You would
do it
drink it
tomorrow
by
just to
itself.
do it.
You drink it by itself.
With Tab.
Some Fresca shooters.
Well,
I'm going to go the suggested pairing, right? The genetically suggested and engineered pairing of Green Flash, Celtic Sun, and Jameson's IPA Caskmates is the winner here.
I think it works.
Like they work much
yeah, it does
better
work
together.
better.
It works.
It definitely works better. And the problem is that it works so
Victory
well.
is not victories this evening.
I don't mind this combination. But the problem with, now the good and the bad of this is that I could see drinking 3 of these for every one of these quite easily.
That's not good.
And then go for a second round.
Depends on what good means.
That's
Exactly. Yeah, this is
This is an easy drinking, nice
smooth.
combo.
Right.
And I don't usually do the whiskey and beer chaser thing.
I never do.
No, neither do I. It's one or the other. It's usually one or the other. Maybe I'll start with beer and I'll finish up with whiskey. But together, no. But they do work well together. So if that's the experiment, I say they get an A.
Well done. And I think, maybe the Green Flash, for all the big flavors and the big balance and the quality that we expect out of them, the Celtic Sun is a little bit less than what we'd expect, but it needs to be because of the way they're trying to pair it. But if they went with too big a flavor, maybe it would be more like the Victory, that it would be too much of this, the piney resin flavor, which really wouldn't lend itself to the Jameson.
You're right. I agree with that.
So anyway, in conclusion,
I think the Jameson IPA is a winner on its own, in combination with the Green Flash Celtic Sun. I think that's a nice pairing.
Yeah, I think this is not what I would expect out of. If this was handed to me, I didn't know it was a Green Flash beer. I wouldn't think. I would not think it's a Green Flash. Not because I don't like it. I think it's a fine beer. But I wouldn't think this is a West Coast American beer at all.
you think it's more something maybe from like Yards, per se.
Yards, or perhaps Brooklyn that does Brooklyn's IPA is a traditional English style IPA.
Okay.
I think it's a fine beer. It's not one I would seek out, but the pairing with Jameson's does work pretty well, much better than it does with Victory. And I think what's sneaky good about this Green Flash, if you're interested in this, is it's a 6.2, which is not super low.
It doesn't taste like a 6.2.
Not at all.
No.
It's dangerous in that way.
And the whiskey is a 40, and this goes down pretty easy too.
So if you
so
truly
as
are
I
going
said,
out,
like I said 2 minutes ago, this is trouble.
not for Uber. It's not.
Yeah, that's your third.
Right?
What did I say about the 3 whiskeys in a beer?
Who's driving?
Yeah, this is the Uber Lyft combination. They should be the ones pushing this combination.
There you go.
Who's driving?
There you go.
First base.
No,
So-
good stuff. I think
All right.
I think they did well. It was an interesting, very intriguing concept that I didn't know that would work or why a brewery would necessarily want to do this. But I think they've won me over.
Cool. All right. Well, good whiskey, good beer from both brewers, and a nice combination with the Green Flash and Jameson Caskmates.
And thanks to Green Flash for sending us along the
Yes,
campsite.
yes. And thank you to Limp
They're the
D
winners right there.
for going deep into the archives and pulling out this bottle of whiskey
Under the house.
because he has so much whiskey that he doesn't know.
That's why it's important to have a house. So that you have an under
Exactly.
in order,
I have to go
in
to
order
the
to
house.
store the research vessels.
See, and in fine Irish fashion, instead of having like a multitude of children, he has a multitude of whiskeys, and he can't keep track of them.
Because like children, which one would be the favorite?
The one that's in your glass?
You just can't pick.
Sure you can.
Hopefully not the one that's under the house.
Children. All right, folks. Salud.